Emergencies can happen even when you're sleeping. So today we're going to talk about the number one emergency preparedness device you should have in your home. And if you do not have this device in your home, you should definitely purchase one today. We're also going to discuss the simple mistake I recently made when using this device. That's coming up in today's Providing Resources for Emergency Preparedness YouTube video. So, what is the number one emergency preparedness device you should have in your home? And if you don't have one, you should run out and purchase today. Here it is, a NOAA weather radio. If you do not have a NOAA weather radio in your home, you should run out and get one. Let me tell you the simple mistake first I made when using this device. I'm in the bed sleeping. It's 3:30 in the morning. And, Joplin had just had the tornadoes recently. And we also had a series of tornadoes here in Minnesota where I live, where a tornado went through North Minneapolis and devastated an area. Roofs were taken off of homes, and it was just a lot of damage. And that was really close to me because that's only 20 minutes from my home. So emergencies can happen in neighborhoods like yours and mine. And I think the tornado that went through North Minneapolis last week really gave us a wake-up call on how important it is to have an emergency preparedness plan. So getting back to the mistake I made when using this device, like I said, I was in the bed sleep. It's 3:30 in the morning. And all of a sudden, the sirens go off full blast. I mean, they're roaring. So I stumble out of bed, half asleep, half scared to death, and I grab my remote control and I immediately turn on the TV. Well, there was nothing on the TV, not one channel. I checked all the channels for our local television station, and there was nothing on television saying that there was some type of alert or warning or anything. Then I grabbed my NOAA weather radio, of course, and I pressed the power button. I make sure my band was on 7 because in my local neighborhood, the weather NOAA band is 7, or for on my device it's 7. So I turn it on and it's not working. By this time, my daughter has been woken up by the alarms too, and she's sleepy and she stumbles across the hall to my room where she says, "Ma, what's wrong?" Because I'm fussing with this radio. And she said, I tell her, I said, "Oh, the alarms are going off, the sirens are going off. I have no idea what's wrong with this radio." And my daughter looked at me all calm, still rubbing her eyes, and says, "Did you turn the volume up?" And I'll tell you, I felt like such an idiot. Did I turn the volume up? That was my simple mistake. I failed to turn the volume up. So hit the power button. Make sure you got the volume up. These radios work just fine if you have the volume up and you can hear what they're recording. So luckily, I got the volume turned up, which is this little button right here on my particular device. They come in all shapes and sizes. So I turned the volume up, and of course, there was nothing on the NOAA weather radio. So we kind of left the radio on for a while and turned to our local news station as well to see if something would ever be reported, because the sirens lasted a good 30 minutes with no indication of nothing happening in the area. So this is the device you should have in case of like that if you're startled when you're sleeping. Also, this radio has an alert button on it, which made me even more nervous because normally when there's something bad happening in the area, the alert button will automatically turn this radio on, and it will give me like a signal that alerts me to wake up, and it'll start talking in the background. So it automatically turns itself on. Weather radio is, NOAA stands for National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration Radio. And the NOAA weather radio broadcasts on one of 7 VHF frequencies in your particular area. And like I mentioned earlier, my radio I know broadcasts on 7. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'm going to move this in closer where if you can probably make that out. But it has 7 dials, and I keep mine on 7 because I know here in the Twin Cities, it broadcasts on 7. Now, as most of you know, I'm in the process of relocating to Georgia later in the fall. So when we move down there, before we even grace the state, I'm going to find out which one of these bands I need to change my NOAA weather radio to, so that I always have it on that station and receive the alert at the proper moment. So like I said, the NOAA weather radio transmits on one of 7 VHF frequencies. It'll give you an alert when there's a problem. And if you don't have one of these, it's extremely important that you go out and purchase one today. The Joplin tornadoes, the Midwest tornadoes have all taught us, or should have all taught us, how important it is to stay alert even when we're sleeping. And the investment in this device, these devices run anywhere from $35 to $70 depending on the make and model you buy. So that small investment is well worth the expense, and it could save a life of one of your family members or yourself. So you want to purchase a device that has some of these similar features. You don't have to purchase this device, but this device is on the Prep online store, and I'll just tell you about this particular device, but you just go through mine and the features that I have. As you can see, it has a handle that you can put your arm on if you want to carry it or walk or whatever. It has a solar panel on the top, and I keep this device in my window so it's charged on all the time. It has a power button and a dyno solar button here, and I make sure that when I do have it charging solar that I have it pressed on the solar button so it can charge. It has AM FM radio available as well. It has a flashlight warning light here. You can see that blinking. And it also has a steady flashlight. I'm going to turn that on. It also has a steady flashlight. Hopefully that's not too bad for the video. But it also has a steady flashlight, as you can see that. And it has a flashing light as well. This device also has a hand crank, as you can see in the front. And if the solar wears out, I can charge it up by giving it a crank like this, and it works just fine, and it's not that hard to charge. As you can see from the front, it has a clock on it as well, and it has an AM FM radio. I can turn it on. It has an AM power. See, there we go with the power again. Okay.
Partly cloudy with a chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. Highs around 70. Chance of rain 30%. Again, the forecast for the Twin Cities metropolitan.
As you heard the radio say, the forecast for the Twin Cities metropolitan area, which is the area I am currently in. So this radio works just fine. And another great feature I like about this radio is on the back. I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to move in a little closer. I hate to be all up close and personal on the video, but I do want you to see this, is that it has a flap in the back for headphones. So if you wanted to, you were at a shelter area or something happening in your neighborhood and you had this in your bug out bag or your 72-hour kit, and you wanted to put the headphones in, you could do that as well. And it also has a UBS port and a DC in for you to plug it in to keep it charged. I don't have the DC in. I just keep it in my window and it stays charged. It has a big button on the side. As you see, the radio did work. I'm going to turn it to the FM station now. Let me see if I can get a local station here to work. Okay. It has a radio for that. Okay, I have no idea what we're listening to, but you know, as you can see, you can change it and you can turn the volume up and down. So this is the features of the NOAA weather radio that I have. Also on the back, I didn't show you the collapsible antenna. Alrighty. So another great thing I like about this device is that you can charge your smartphone. So if you have a smartphone, and I got my smartphone with my cord here, you can charge your smartphone on this. So here's my smartphone. I have a Samsung Galaxy S. Here's the charger that plugs into the wall, but the great thing about this smartphone is it comes built in with a UBS plug. So on the back of this NOAA weather radio is a UBS plug-in. So I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to put my phone down. Sorry about that. And I'm going to actually plug it in. All right. So I've plugged my smartphone. I'm going to scoot back in closer so you can see. So I plugged my smartphone into the back of my NOAA weather radio. On the front of your NOAA weather radio is a button, and you should look for this in the features of the radio you choose to purchase, that says sell. Can you see that? I'm going to bring my little finger over here and press that button, and it says sell. And so you can take this and turn it, and your phone will charge. And on your phone, you will see that it's charging. I can see the little lightning bolt on my phone that shows that it's charging. So you just connect your phone and you give it a turn, and you can keep your phone, your smartphone, charged with this NOAA weather radio. And I think that alone is worth its weight in gold, because these batteries do wear out, and if you need to keep your cell phone charged to stay connected with your family during an emergency or whatever the situation is, you can use this particular NOAA weather radio to charge your cell phone. So I would encourage you all to look for this feature on the particular radio you're going to purchase. Also, you want to have multiple of these devices. You don't want just one. You want multiple of these devices. You want one for your house, you want one for your car, and you want one in every adult 72-hour kit. Now, I say adult. You definitely don't want to put it in a bag of a 5-year-old or something like that. But my daughter, she's very mature for her age. So I have one in her bag as well. So in our 72-hour kits, which I'm going to do a video on shortly, we have additional weather radios just like these in our bug out bag for you to for us to take with us. So we have two. So it was well worth the investment, because the reason I want you to have additional radios, if you need to evacuate in a quick minute, you don't want to be running around the house trying to find your weather radio. You want to already know that you have that NOAA radio in your bag ready to go. So we have those in our 72-hour kits, and we are ready to go at a drop of a dime. Also, I wanted to show you before I get out of here and cut this video off that this particular device is battery powered, and it also has the solar battery in here. And this one takes I think that's three AA batteries. Let me double check for you. Yep. Just 3. It takes 3 AA batteries on the back for you. So make sure you always have an extra supply of AA batteries in your 72-hour kit as well, so that you can keep this charge. Or if you run out of batteries, you can always give it a hand crank because it has the solar device on it as well. So this is the number one emergency preparedness device you should have in your home. And if you don't have one, you should run out and purchase one today. So I want to thank you for watching another Providing Resources for Emergency Preparedness YouTube video, and we'll see you next time.